Okay, this is take 2, and what I'm doing is that I'm experimenting with LODs and stuff like that, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a minute as I get around here. I think I gotta find a way up here. This is a very sneaky way to do things, okay, the way that these guys did stuff. Now, you see how the grass is slowly loading as if I look over there, see that patch isn't loaded in? Watch what happens when I walk over here. See how it goes along and loads in? That's what they call a short cull for LODs, okay? You could have a really crappy graphics card and this level will load in, okay? Just showing you, like that's the technology at work, okay? That's to give everybody an idea of what video games really do, okay? It kind of loads it in and then doesn't load it, and that way you save on your video memory. Like, look at over here, okay? See how it loads in? You can make it more and more of a distance too, right? Just depends on what you're doing, right? Okay? I just wanted to show that, and also, okay, that I have grass. Now, the thing that bothers me, oh, it's dry in here, which is good. Not good for your nose, though. You see this grass? What bothers me is, see that wavy effect? You noticing that a lot in your video games lately? It doesn't seem realistic to me. I hate to say it. There should be variances. A lot more than what I'm seeing. If at all. Right? It has to be really windy to make short grass move around like that. Anyway, just saying. Okay, for, you know, if you want realism. Okay, now, when you talk about things like that, go into here, like this, and have a look at these trees, or bushes, right? Okay. Okay, leaves, right? They look pretty real, you know. Like this is part of the, you know, what you can and can't do and stuff like that, right? Gotta be careful here. Like I've got packs and packs and packs of different trees and rocks and, you know, the Megascan stuff. That's, see, what I used, okay, there's some things, if you're going to get into the engine, you need to, see, I'm using shader model 6 too, right? Oh, look at that. Anyway, that you need to understand. When you go to Megascans, right, you can sign up. And the neatest thing about it was, if you had a lesser powered PC, you could get 2K textures. What Unreal has done in Unreal 5 is they made it integrated more as a plugin, and you only can get the 4K with the plugin, which is, I mean, what they're doing is they're forcing developers into making video games that none of you are going to be able to run. You're going to need a 4070 Ti or greater to run. And that's like, where's all the energy going to come from all this? As we need power, small nuclear plants to run our PCs. You know, who's going to pay for that, right? One of those. Anyway, looks pretty good, eh? You know. Let's go this way. Well, let's see, this path is almost done now, isn't it? No, there we go. something wrong there, little bug. You see how the hill, it loaded in now, right? I don't know how far I can go here until I fall off the map like last time. Now watch. See what I mean? This is the edge of the actual map. See how it doesn't load in? That's because I have a very short cull distance for my HLODs. Okay? And you can do this per mesh too. So like, if I wanted to, see how these trees are all up in the air, right? That's another funny one. It makes it look like there are trees in the distance, right? So you could set the tree cull distance way off. That way when you're over in the middle there, it looks like there are trees around. And there's ways of doing all of this so that you can minimize how much memory you're using, right? Like this really gets kind of into the, this will take some time to, okay. There's a, oopsie, tree in the air. That's funny. Anyway. I went off the path. There it is. There's a path. There it is. Now I'll load in other things. See the issue I had in the last video was that it's an older UE4 one where it loaded the whole map and it used DirectX 11, say, and it doesn't use nanite and all that other stuff, and it will work. As soon as you go to nanite and Lumen, which is software ray tracing, you're 50% minimum adding on to it. You're doubling, in some cases, your memory use, and that's why a lot of video games like Total War Warhammer 2 had a beta version of DirectX 12, which looks amazing. The problem is that those maps are so big that, you know, they just couldn't do Immortal Empires in DirectX 12, you know, and have a mid-range card like a 1660 Ti as the your recommended card. Not enough people had other cards, right? You see, they want to have enough people buy their game, right? See, that's the video game space, right? Like for cinematics, as I found out, I have two PCs here that can actually do ray tracing, but you wouldn't want to play video games with them doing ray tracing because they'd at best get like 10 frames a second. But when you're rendering, the machine will just take longer, that's all. This one can be used to set it all up and have a look at it, and I just pass them off to another machine to render it. That's kind of a funky way to do your workflow, but it works, right? And it's not expensive. You know, you're not spending $5 million on a 4090 to go and do stuff and then have the cord fry on it, and then you're pulling your hair out trying to get a refund. Or having an electricity bill that you know, they send the SWAT team over thinking you're cooking drugs in your apartment. No, just my graphics card. Anyway. And you can tell, this is really neat too, you can tell it's customized because look at Unreal 5 and what mannequin do I have here? Oh, the old one. Weird, eh? That means it's custom for the level. They just made one, which people do. Okay, guys. It's more mucking around. I'm just experimenting with this, seeing how it works. and then I'm gonna play around with it and make it longer and longer until it gives me an issue, and then I know what capabilities I have, right? This is what you should be doing if you're serious about doing this. You don't just jump in and go, whee, yay, because you could get away with that in Unreal 4, but you can't do it in Unreal 5. It's gonna punish you.